eres? ¿De dónde eres? Guatemala, Honduras? Venezuela?
10 million have come across the border? Guess it wouldn't surprise you that dozens of Iranians and Syrians have crossed the US-Mexican border in October as war escalates in the Middle East. I'll give you what they're saying on that, and how about this? 39-year intel analysts, there will be multiple terrestrial attacks in the US over the next 14 months. How many people are going to be ready for that? And we know one of the big companies behind it, the Fies. Why are they shutting down all of their facilities? Something's going on there. Reports of new huge caravans coming across the border. The mayors of 5 huge cities seeking to meet with Biden about how to manage better all of these arriving immigrants. Probably going to cost some money. Let's talk about some of the stuff coming down the pipe that's going to affect you. Welcome. If you're brand new to our awesome community where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and most importantly, we go over news and awareness, stuff you probably want to know about, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. I got people, trolls that write in, scare tactics, promoting fear. All I'm doing is stating the obvious and what's really going on. You guys have dealt with that. You guys have had your fair share of dealing with that, right? You try to tell someone what's going on and they look at you like you're crazy. It's what's really happening. It's real life. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open. Let's get through some of this new stuff that you guys should know about. If you guys agree, thumbs up, let me know down in the comments. Share it because this is going to be some good stuff. Let's get through some of this stuff that's going down. AMG News, a national security nightmare, Biden's border, 10 million invaders allowed into the US and many are ready to attack us in cells. Meanwhile, our military is being sent overseas and there is little ammo left here. We are being set up. Is that what you guys think's going on? Let me know down below. Some people think something kind of along those lines. Other people think it might have to do with the voting. A lot of people think it's a way to channel some funds. In a shocking turn of events, the United States finds itself facing an unprecedented crisis at the southern border. We all knew that. Over 10 million illegal migrants have entered the country under Biden's administration, a number that even exceeds the 13th largest state. There's been more people that have come over than we have in the 13th largest state. This alarming situation exacerbates by the unchecked flow of so-called gotaways poses a severe threat to national security. It's time to shed light on this grave concern, and the government seems reluctant to acknowledge fully. So we've got staggering statistics of over 10 million illegal crossings, and they're actually admitting to 8.3 million over the past 2 years. The story goes on, but what the end conclusion here is that this has nothing to do with politics anymore. It's actually a matter of national security, and we must address it as such. Wouldn't you all agree that our future depends on that? So they're bringing attention to this, but we know it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And I'll shed a little bit of light on who their findings coming across now, or admitting it finally. The pundit reporting 39-year intel analysts. There will be multiple terrestrial attacks in the US over the next 14 months. And you guys have seen all the marches, the protests. These groups don't look too friendly. And I have a hunch, there's a lot of them. So apparently an entrepreneur from California who works the field of geo-tracking, geolocation, and intel analysis is warning that over the next 14 months, the US will suffer on our own soil. And as all these people, crazy foreigners coming across that border, it's not Mexico that we're worried about. There's some bad folks with some bad agenda coming across every single day. And you bring this up to sleepwalkers, and they're like, no, it's not gonna happen. Well, I tell you what, they're coming across the border, and these people ain't Americans. Free. They're living with some old world belief systems. And you wait, they start popping off, people gonna be waking up. Now right here in this X post, they pretty much summarize this article, but I want you guys to pay attention to that specific tattoo with the AK. I've been warned by quite a few people that people with this tattoo on them or sticker or whatever, that symbolizes something very bad. And if you see that floating around in your areas, it might be a really bad sign. You guys can look into that, but it has to do with a little bit of what's going on right now and what could be coming down the pipe. Now, the ignorant people out there think Mexico border, just Mexican migrants are coming across. That is not the case. Rugg reports dozens of Iranians and Syrians have crossed the U.S.-Mexican border in October as war escalates in the Middle East. In just the past month, 50 Iranians and 100 Syrians have reportedly been apprehended at the border. The worst part, according to the source who spoke with Breitbart, is that Border Patrol is having little to no advanced intelligence warning. In quotes, we are receiving no advanced warning of the arrival of special interest migrants. With any specificity, we are left to sort through the grab bag of migrants in small and large groups to figure out who is in the group and why they're coming, he said. In that video you've been seeing, you can see migrants crossing the border at Eagle Pass in Texas. More than happy to send $100 billion over to foreign countries, handing out billions of dollars of weapons off to the Afghanis and fueling war. But the border, out of the question. So the $1 million question is why? I can only think, let me know what you guys think is going on here. I personally think probably has to do with political reasons. And I also think a lot of bad people with a lot of bad agenda are coming across every single day. And we're probably going to end up seeing what happens with all of that. Now you guys heard that Fies has been plummeting financially. Now there's reports of one of the region's largest employers to close 2 North Carolina Triangle facilities. Fies, a drug manufacturing giant and one of the Triangle's largest employers, confirmed Friday it will shutter 2 Triangle area facilities as part of a broader $3.5 billion cost-saving initiative. Now I'm still scratching my head trying to figure out what is going on with that big mega company. Maybe they're going to go under. Maybe all their stuff is going to be made overseas, probably where it came from. Or maybe they'll take the fall to all the crazy stuff that's happening to people out there. Back to the migrants. Did you guys know the mayors of 5 big cities are currently trying to seek meetings with Biden to better manage arriving migrants? Now I've heard all kinds of stories. I've heard and seen evidence of these people staying in ritzy hotels, the entire hotel getting booked out for migrants, school gymnasiums getting taken over, and in some of these areas where these protests are going, they actually get to sleep in the police stations at night and then they're free to go during the day. Definitely some funny stuff going on. The mayor of Chicago, Denver, Houston, Los Angeles, and New York are presenting to meet with President Joe Biden about getting federal help. There it is. I told you, it's going to take a lot of money to help the situation that continually gets bigger. Help in managing the surge of migrants they say are arriving in their cities with little to no coordination, support, or resources from the administration. Migrants are sleeping in police stations, foyers in Chicago. In New York, a cruise ship terminal was turned into a shelter. In Denver, the number of migrants arriving has increased tenfold and available space to shelter them has withered with fewer available work authorizations. These migrants cannot find work that would allow them to get into proper housing. So what do you guys say? Maybe up our taxes so we can take care of the housing for everyone? You know, the 10 million? You know that's where it's headed. Couple other crazy things happening. Israeli Communications Minister Shlomo has threatened to destroy Elon Musk's Starlink after Musk announced that he would grant access to internationally recognized aid organizations operating in Gaza. The Marines' ball canceled due to the WAR. Did you guys hear? China has removed Israel from its online maps, including Baidu and Alibaba. And Fox News is reporting FBI Director Wray warns terrestrial threat to Americans at a whole other level amid Hamas-Israel conflict. FBI director says on Tuesday he warned that the threat of the terrestrial attack against Americans has been raised to a whole other level due to ongoing conflict in the Middle East. In quotes, the reality is that the terrestrialism threat has been elevated throughout 2023, but the ongoing war in the Middle East has raised the threat of an ongoing attack against Americans in the United States to a whole other level. Wray told lawmakers on the Senate Homeland Security Committee. I mean, not only do we see all the signs, we see things happening, but they're actually telling us that this is bad and it's gonna get worse and we're gonna experience probably some crazy stuff. Yet everybody living their peaceful, free, cozy lives in America are just still oblivious to it. Writings on the wall, we see pictures, we see video, we've got all all the leadership telling us so. 10 million people coming across the border. Iranians. Lots of military fighting aged men. What could go wrong? Lots of crazy things. I just want to keep you guys updated on some of the stuff that's just coming in. As I know more, I'll keep you guys posted. If you guys haven't seen this video right here, really good information. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.